All right, what is up, guys? It is Uncle Bob, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Happy Saturday. We are here for more Advanced Wars as we get ready to start the penultimate training mission. I've spent like the last few months just having fun going through the field training missions, making sure that my internet overall works and that I can stream and that everything's decent quality. And the last few weeks, this week included, I was actually going to be for almost another year that I'm not going to have it. But I do not have a second phone to look off of right now, so I can't really check the quality. But I do try and look at the comments that I receive while I'm streaming once it fully uploads to YouTube. I don't really have a way of doing that now. I don't know how to actually get the comments to pop up here. I feel like I figured it out once, like 2 years ago, when I was goofing around, and I've never been able to figure it out since. But yeah, guys, we are here for climate status today. Climate status. Field training mission 12. Next week will be the final field training mission because Special Intel isn't its own mission. And that means after that, we start the actual, like the game. The game. And I have decided that I will inevitably play through this game twice because I do want to do the special mission Rivals, which is only possible once you have done like all of the missions, all of the branching paths, you've finished all the missions that you didn't get to finish on one trip through the game. My only worry, I'm not going to lie, is that because this is a replay of this game, is that I'll end up somehow just picking all the opposite missions that I didn't pick last time, and then I end up getting Rivals the first time through, which I guess wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess it really wouldn't be that bad, seeing as I did already play through this once. But I guess the whole thing is to do this live. And it really hurts because, I've talked about it before. My journey into playing this game and the Advance Wars series in general was the fact that my attempt to play Fire Emblem 1 didn't work out because of poor decisions made when I knew better. I guess it's been long enough. I can rehash it. Why not? I got a couple minutes to chill out before I want to start. I had started off playing because I don't know. There's just something about ooh, excuse me. There's something about the live format and strategy games that just go hand in hand to me. And I don't know why that is. That could just be a me thing personally. But they just vibe together. And I always wanted to play the Fire Emblem games. And I was playing the original one, the one that originally never released in the United States for the Famicom. Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. Now, I tried this, as I said, this is a replay, so that'll be important soon. I had tried playing through Fire Emblem 1, and I don't remember how far I got, but I had been saving my game, and then I wanted to do a field wipe, so I restarted my game, and for some reason, that game has a hard time saving. So when I restarted, I lost all my progress, and it went right back to the beginning. So I wanted to do a little experiment, and I found out that if I save my game, and then I field wipe as in let Marth die, lose my lord, which is a game over condition. If I did that, because I saved, I'll restart that map. Everything will be right as rain. So after playing Fire Emblem and it not working, I experimented, found out that was the solution. but was kind of bummed because I had put all that work into a game, which I don't even think I was halfway through, but still, it was long enough that it bummed me out. So I went and decided, you know what, I'm going to play Advance Wars. And the main Advance Wars that I played growing up was Advance Wars 2. So playing Advance Wars 1 was pretty much a pretty new experience for me from start to finish. And I beat that. And then some time goes on, and I decide, you know what? Now I know what to do for Fire Emblem. I know how to do it. I know everything. And I decided to play through it again. And everything was going good. Everything was just fine. And I had done multiple field wipes that I needed to do at this point. You know, I didn't get a character I wanted or something went wrong, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to field wipe. One time I lost a mage that I wasn't willing to lose, and it was worth the hour and a half to redo that map and still have that mage. It was worth it. So I had done that a couple times, and then I got to one mission where, same thing, I wanted a field wipe, and I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea. I clicked an option that wasn't yield, because for some reason I was thinking of these games where it's got a yield option. And it didn't say yield, so I don't know why I thought to click it. But there was some other option that was, available on the screen. And I decided to click it. I don't even remember what it says anymore. And the video doesn't exist anymore either. And I click it, and it basically did one of those save features where it's like, okay, the game is saved. It's like, it was like a sleep function where it's like, okay, the game is on sleep mode. You can go ahead and restart the game. You can turn it off. And it was one of those save files that it wouldn't be permanent, but the next time you would turn the game on, it would have that file up. But that means I had to restart my game, which, as I already established, was how you lost your data with this game, trying to play it the way that I do. Totally not shmemulation. Totally not. But when I did that, I knew that meant that I was going to restart my game and all my progress was going to be lost. So I restarted my game and all my progress was lost. So frustrated again, I had decided that I was going to play Advance Wars 2, and things had kind of gone wrong when I tried to stream that game. Things just didn't work out, because I used to play with my car parked on the side of the road next to my apartment building, townhouse apartment. I think it's actually called a, I can't think of the specific word where it's, a building that has like specifically 3 residencies in it. It's not. Sorry, I got my my Winston Churchill juice. I got my whiskey, so my brain's not working at full capacity. But no, I used to park on the side of the road because my apartment, my building, my house is on the side closest to the street, and I used to record right there, and everything was fine. And then they started doing construction in the neighborhood on all of the different like internet lines and everything, and I was just never able to do it from where I was before. Nothing changed with the service I was using. Nothing changed of anything. And I ended up losing one of my live streams. I ended up losing while I was playing, and I was like, you know what? So I gave up. I gave up playing Advance Wars 2, and I was like, you know what? Maybe Strategy Saturdays is just not happening. Maybe it's just not in the cards. So I decided that if I was going to do this again, I wanted practice. I wanted a new setup. I wanted to keep everything in a way that was where I would still have good quality, or at least decent quality. Better than what I was getting at the end. But where I can get good quality and that I can make sure it stays that way week after week. So I decided, you know what? When I played Advance Wars 1, it was just in the way that I play any other game in like little bite-sized formats, except for the later maps. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do strategy live, let me go back with the first Advance Wars. So that's what I decided to do. So I've been going through one mission every week, which is the way that the actual game is going to play out. Except obviously, the real game, all the missions are going to be pretty steadily like 20 minutes long or so. So on top of the 15 minutes to chill before and after, you got a little bit of a stream on you. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why I'm here. And it's been fun. It's been a fun few weeks. Couple more minutes, like less than 5 minutes, and I'm gonna get climate status started. Don't worry about what that sound is. It is completely legal in the state of Illinois for anyone 21 years and older. Which I'm gonna be 35 in like 2 weeks, so I'm old enough. But yeah, that's how we wound up to where we are here, which I'm proud because next week is Fog of War. And like I said, Special Intel isn't really a mission. So next week will be the final field training mission. The last time I played it, I think I did 18 missions. So in all reality, it's not that much more than what we got like going on for the field training. 5 extra weeks, that's not a problem at all. So, yeah. I hope everyone's doing good, though. I hope everyone's enjoying their Saturday night. I actually had one of the proudest nerd dad moments I've ever had today. I had one of the best moments, and I was like, it sounds stupid, but I almost teared up at it. And it's just because it makes me feel like that's my boy. Because me and my son, starting in like somewhere around March, right before we moved into this house, like just a couple of weeks beforehand, before we moved here, me and my son had started watching the original Dragon Ball. And we just watched what? Yesterday we watched episode 56. So we're at the end of, anybody who's familiar with it, we are at the end of the General Blue saga. We are actually watching the Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball crossover episodes. That's where we are specifically. So we're not that far into the Dragon Ball journey, but we're far enough. Like, we're far enough, at least for this story. And, I've played the first 4 Zelda games on this channel. The Legend of Zelda, Adventures of Link, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening. When I get a newer phone and I'm more confident to play Ocarina of Time, I'll continue on with the series. I've kind of had to hold up on it while I'm dealing with these older, jankier devices. But I'll get back to it. Don't you worry. I'll get back to it. But one of the few, like most of the Zelda games that I haven't beaten are all of the new ones. I never fully beat Breath of the Wild. I beat most of it. I didn't beat all of it. But I didn't fully beat Breath of the Wild. And then I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't gotten to play Echoes of Wisdom. And I never beat Triforce Heroes and A Link Between Worlds. So from Skyward Sword backwards, most of those Zelda games I already beat. There's only a handful that I haven't. And the Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance is one of them. That's actually one of the games that I've gotten like the least far in of the old Zelda games. Only maybe Spirit Tracks have I gotten less far in of the pre-Skyward Sword games. And, I guess I don't really care that my first time playing it won't be on this channel. But I wanted to play it with my son there. So that way, I could experience a new game and, me and him could, trade off and play together. We could do it as kind of like a father-son adventure with the Minish Cap. And the reason why I brought Dragon Ball is I asked my son, we get to the naming screen, and I'm like, what should we name him? Like, do you want me to just name him Link because that's his name? Or do you want me to give him a different name? Do you want me to name him your name, my name? Should we make up a name? And the first thing this kid says is Goku. Oh, that is the proudest I have ever been. Like, obviously, there's real things that my children have done that I have been more proud of in terms of their education, their development. Obviously, there's things that my kids have done that I have been more proud of. But as far as surface level shit that doesn't matter things, me asking my kid what to name a character in a video game and his answer is Goku, oh, I felt so good. I felt like that's my boy. That's what I felt like. And that was a long time just to tell that story. All right, Fog of War. Finally, we've arrived. Mission 13, Fog of War. We got my General Juice that's almost gone. This was like a $60 bottle of whiskey. Not super, super expensive, but still a good price for a fucking bottle of alcohol. And, oh, man. It's hitting all the right spots. I'm not going to lie. It's hitting all the right spots. The last time I had this alcohol was 10 years ago. It's hitting. It's hitting the spot. Obviously, is it something that you'd slam? No, it's Scotch whiskey. It's not good in that way, but it's hitting. Even though now I have the hiccups out of nowhere. God damn it! Oh. Stop hiccuping. I'm also getting a little bit of what's it called? Heartburn. Let me take some Tums. Ooh. All right. Stop hiccuping. Oh, you bitch. Stop. Control your diaphragm. All right, what a terrible view. The surrounding area is almost completely hidden. This phenomenon is known as fog of war. When it is present, units can only see a limited distance. Check each unit's vision range to ascertain the distance it can see. Look at this infantry unit. See the bright squares around it? This is the unit's vision range. When fog of war is present, sorry, that's not how the sentence was supposed to be spoken. The bright light when it's field of vision, or fog of war. That's its field of vision. On this terrain, the unit's vision range is 2. The other lit areas around your HQ, the other lit areas are around your HQ, your cities, and other positions. They're lit to lead you to them. The areas around neutral cities or enemy positions aren't, though. They stay dark until you draw close to them. See this city? It's dark, so you don't know what's there. Well, I guess you should try to capture it. Yeah, there's going to be a motherfucker here. Can I please? Oh, you're a... Oh, I thought there was for sure going to be someone there waiting to spoil the fog of war. These cities looked the same when they were dark, didn't they? When checking a city's allegiance, I suggest approaching with caution. Would you select this mech unit next? Infantry and mech units have special abilities. That is, well, maybe you should see for yourself. Yep, you post yourself up on a mountain and you get a nice field of vision. What do you think? The vision ranges of infantry and mech units increase in mountains. When you have a larger vision range, it's much easier to spot enemies. Oh yes, did you notice that this area here is still dark? That's because you can't see into woods unless you're adjacent to them. You can see this forest because your mech unit is right next to it. By the way, reefs are the same. They remain dark until you're next to them. Let's go back a moment. There could actually be something in this forest. Why don't you send a scout or a unit to scout it? This is the perfect chance to see your new unit, the Recon Unit. Select it, please. Yeah, in Fog of War, when it comes to field of vision, this is a bad boy right here. I missed what that said. The Recon Unit has a vision range of 5 squares, and unlike infantry and mech units, it can see anywhere. The one thing to be aware of is that it is not a powerful unit. It can handle infantry, but you should avoid engaging any other units. Let's send the Recon Unit over to investigate that forest. It's in the name, Recon Unit. It's not, advanced ground warfare. It's a Recon Unit. There's a rocket unit here. This is the danger of Fog of War. If you had tried to enter the forest, you'd have encountered an enemy. You would have been struck, unable to do anything. Be extra careful when moving into areas that have cover. Now, another thing on the subject of forests and reefs, this time the enemy was using the terrain to conceal its troops, right? Well, you can do the same thing. Using the terrain to hide is a good strategy. Of course, you'll be spotted if the enemy moves next to you, but... Did you get all that? Oh. I told you before, if you need intel, use the cursor and press the R button. Press the R button and use the control pad to read the intel. This is the way to check out different terrains, including woods and reefs. I'm going to leave the rest of this battle to you. Good luck. Alright, let's send one guy down below. I don't actually think I'll need him down there, but, whatever. Hit the medium tank because he's going to be the big bulky. Get rid of big bulky. Nobody hiding in there. Smack that guy. That's delicious. One sec. Alright, might be. The woman was just telling me something that she left. Be gone here. Alright, and... just eliminate the tank. I don't really care about the rockets too much. Whoever he shoots will be fine. They'll be just fine. Alright, hide him in there. Oh, that's beautiful. The only thing he can really hit is that APC unit. Ah, but I can hit him, though. I can hit him, though. Oh no. Oh no. Capture some buildage. So nasty. Resupply, resupply, resupply. Delicious. You took the bait. I don't know why you're smiling. Destruction. You know, the hard part is that in some of these games, the AI knows where your characters are even during fog of war. So it's really hard to tell. You just got to act like the AI is a cheating bastard and it's always going to do that to you. Like, it may not seem like that's what it's doing right now, but this is also the tutorial. So I'm not gonna take what's happening right now as the end all be all. Found a lander. Start capturing. Damn, there is a rocket somewhere. Ooh. Ooh. And an artillery? That's brutal. That's brutal. I wasn't thinking the game was going to go the next level on me. It's not like whatever this game's got is going to be enough to overwhelm me, but still, I don't want to be walking into traps. Alright, bait them with a whole bunch of shit. They cannot contend with just random bullshit. So long, soldier. Damn, the recon units do that much damage to these little guys? Woo! There we go. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. He gets to make a decision. All right, well, you ended up being useless. Do whatever damage I can. Wow, they actually do quite a bit of damage for what little they got. I like how his face just gets more worried. Capture more buildings. Do it. And there she blows. So they've taken back most of the Orange Star territory. I'll concede this day, but the real battle is yet to come. Well done. You've finally driven Olaf off. This will be the last thing I have to say. Thank you for listening to all of my advice up to now. However, I won't be able to join you after this. You'll have to lead on your own, Jackal. Let me introduce you to your new partner, Andy. Andy, come here. Nell, what is it? This is Advisor Jackal. Jackal will be giving you orders from now on. Say hello. Oh. Hello, Jackal. So you're Orange Star's first advisor. Nice to meet you. Be prepared, Andy. Or be prepared. Andy can be a bit of a wiseacre. He's still young, but his abilities are top notch. Are they really? I think I'll make a good partner for you, Jackal. Well, good luck and victory. Speed is down. Lower technique, but, you know. Alright, there's no reason to save, but we're going to save anyway. Alright, so last. Oh, wait. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Today was supposed to be climate status, and I did fog of war. Not that it really matters. I can just do the other one next week. It's just like, I was thinking, I'm like, wait, is Andy a part of the last mission that you do? No, it's because fog of war was supposed to be my last mission. Ah! Alright, well, it's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, I can just do climate status next week. Oh well, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to bother doing both of them because that would ruin the feng shui. One a week is fine. It's not like I'm going to have the opportunity to do them in the wrong order like that any other time. So, you know, I guess it can be a haha funny that it happened. So, whatever. But yeah, that was it for Fog of War. We did Fog of War expertly. And yeah, I don't remember how many maps in the actual game Fog of War is a part of. I don't remember if it's like half or like 10% or nearly all of them. It's definitely not that. But I forget how much is actually a part of the game. As I have said before, though, when I play, if I'm playing, the verse modes and I'm playing against a computer, I always have Fog of War on. There's just something about it that just feels right. But yeah, it sucks as being someone who wants to finish these games to, in a few years, decide to go through the Fire Emblem games again. But we're having fun with Advance Wars. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not having fun here. But yeah, the news of Fire Emblem 18 Fortune's Weave, that shit's pretty it's pretty righteous. It's kind of cool because one of the nerdy ways that I think about things is that when I listen to a lot of bands, one of the things that makes me feel good is seeing how many times a band can release albums 2 years after the last one. Because, at least for me, it's always one of those things where, like, you want a band that's constantly making music. You want them to keep that ground fertile. You want that soil to be well watered. And the only way an artist is going to do that is with art. That's the only way it's going to work. So, when there are bands that can consistently come out with albums 2 years after another, you just feel like, yeah, this guy gets it. This guy, they're making sure that soil stays watered. And what's really, really cool is that when I look at the Fire Emblem series, as a series, if you imagine them coming out every 2 years, that series is only, after 18 games, only 2 years behind schedule. Meaning that I guess technically they should be on Fire Emblem 19 if they were to come out with a new game every 2 years. So the fact that after 18 games, they're only 2 years behind schedule in that kind of regard is actually wild. Especially when there's a great deal of those games, because I'm nerdy and have looked it up. There's a lot of those games that are that have multiple campaigns in them. Like, I know the first one for the Super NES has a remake of Fire Emblem 1, which, yeah, that's only a couple years apart, but One of the things that seems cool about Fire Emblem as a series is that when they remake any old game, they always have their whatever the new set of like mechanics are added to it. So, you know, Fire Emblem 3 already has like different ways of functioning with the characters and the way that they work compared to the first game. So when it remakes the first game, it does it with these new additions. And I actually remember asking because I saw one of the Fire Emblem YouTubers not too long ago playing through, I think it was the book 2 um of Fire Emblem 3, which is the new content. That is the new for Fire Emblem 3, because there's Fire Emblem 3 Book 1 War of something, and then Book 2 War of something else. I forget what they are. But Book 1 is a remake of Fire Emblem 1, and then Book 2 is new content. So yeah, it's using the new content mechanics for an old game. And I had seen somebody playing through Book 2, and I remember asking their chat, just like, yeah, because I know later on, there's actual remakes that Fire Emblem has done with Fire Emblems 11, 12, and then I think 15. And I know from what I've heard from different people who love all of them, that they are all worthy of being considered, even though they're remakes, games in their own right. And, you know, Fire Emblem 1, there's Fire Emblem 1, Book 1 of Fire Emblem 3, and then Fire Emblem 11. That game has 3 different retellings of that story. And I remember asking one of the chats, I was like, hey, is Book 1, like, is it worthy of being considered its own campaign like any other Fire Emblem game? Like, is it worthy of being that? And right away I had seen somebody was like, it is my favorite version of FE1. And it's like, you know what? As long as it's someone's favorite, it's worth it for me to consider it being playable as its own campaign. And that's all to say that, like, when you look at how many different campaigns Fire Emblem has had, the fact that they're only 2 years behind schedule, quote unquote, for releasing a new game every 2 years, bro, they're doing so good as a, like, they've basically released 18 games with 25 different campaigns amongst them. Because Fire Emblem 3 has 2 different campaigns. Fire Emblem, what is it? 7 and 8 both have 2 different campaigns, with 7 having Eliwood and Hector, and then Sacred Stones having Erica and Ephraim. And then, Fire Emblem Fates has, Birthright, Conquest, Revelations, the famous trio. And then Three Houses also has, 4 different campaigns in it between Silver Snow, Verdant Moon, or Verdant Wind, Azure Moon, and then Crimson Flower. I hate that while I'm still drunk, I'm still so fucking OCD enough that I remember all these. I hate it. But, yeah, a lot of those are going to be, map reusals. But, when you think that these are campaigns that stand alone and people treat them as their own standalones, it just feels really, it just, one, it feels like a fucking mountain. It just feels like something that can never be overcome. But, until then, we got the Advance War games, I guess. Because it's not like I'm not having fun with these games. I'm having a lot of fun with this so far. Even when we skip climate status for Fog of War, we're still doing all right. But I'm ready for, I've already said I actually, like, I'm hoping I'll be able to, but I really do want to play through all 4 of the Advance War games. I want to do the campaigns and war rooms of Advance Wars 1, Advance Wars 2, Advance Wars Dual Strike. They all have those. And then I don't know if Days of Ruin has anything like the war rooms, but all of these games basically have 2 campaigns each unto themselves. So that's also, that's a lot of content these games can have. That's a lot of content with these games. So when I want to be doing strategy Saturdays, I have a long time ahead of me. So I'm enjoying it for what it is, though. I'm enjoying this little ride. Oh, it's almost time for me to be wrapping up, sadly. Go inside, go finish eating some dinner. Fill up on pasta after having my my Winston Churchill elixir, aka Scotch whiskey. Having whiskey on an empty stomach is a bold move. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. How dare you? Yeah, no, I'm ready to, like, I look forward to so much of this series. Like, I just look forward to all of the different things I'll be able to do. I look forward to, not just finish these games, because when I really think about it, these games are going to take me on their own, just the Advance War games, years for me to finish to the extent that I want to finish them. Because, the Advance Wars are, these missions are already 13. And then last time I think I did 18 missions when I played through. And I don't know if different paths where it diverges. I don't know if other ones might have more maps. I have no idea. But, I imagine that 13 and, 18 maps, that's 31. That's already more than 6 months that I'm dedicating to one playthrough of one game. And then there's not only that, there's also the war room maps that are another 20 weeks. Like, yeah, I'm looking at a year just to finish Advance Wars 1, and that's not even with that replay. And then Advance Wars 2, I know that's, I can't remember if it's 7 or 8 missions. But I know each of the 4 nations that you get to play as, I think it's 8 missions. I think you get 8 missions that you can play in total. And then there's 2 missions at the end. But even there, like, that's 36. And then the war room, like, Advance Wars 2 is more than a year. So before I'll be able to get back to Fire Emblem, which sucks and it breaks my heart, it's going to take me at least like 5 years to get there. And you know what? That'll be a journey worth being there for. Because when I get to Advance Wars, I'm going to handle it the same way, except there's no field training bullshit like this for, 3-4 months. It'll be straight to business, and eventually I want to Iron Man different Fire Emblem games, because those always seem like they're just so much fun, and that they add such an interesting twist. I mean, I've done fucking Nuzlocke for Pokemon, and it's kind of the same vibes for a lot of the same reasons. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I had fun. I always have fun. I'll be ready once I'll be ready for the actual game to start. So next week, climate status. For real. I was supposed to do it today, but, we did the wrong mission. But, they're field training. What does it really matter? They're all the same. They're all easy as shit. So next week, climate status. We ended up doing Fog of War on accident today. Oops. But it is what it is. So, yeah, guys, I will be back next week. Peace.